All right, so today we're just going to start with a nice gentle march, lifting your knees up high, lifting your arms up high, inviting some movement. Make sure your belly button is drawn in and your knees are coming up to hip height, or are at least in line with the hips and the ankles. So always paying attention to your alignment. Good. Nice, big, comfortable swinging arms. So taking advantage of gravity here to give you a nice pendulum motion with the arms. Good. Then we're going to move into a side step while opening the arms out to the side. Spiral your hands up towards the ceiling as you open them out. Creating space through the shoulder and the forearm and the front of the chest. Just a gentle little bend in the knee that you're stepping into. Yeah. Now tapping your heel in front of you, lift the arms up and back. Externally rotating your shoulders. Again, looking for that openness through the shoulder and the front of the chest. Tap. Good. Lifting the toes towards the ceiling as you tap the heel to the floor. Good. And then bringing your hands to shoulder height, crossing one over the other. We're going to lift the knee and turn the trunk towards that direction. So try not to crunch forward, keep the spine long, but turn as you lift. So a gentle twist. Squeezing the belly button to lift that knee up nice and high. Good. Maintaining lots of length through your spine. Rotating towards the lifted leg. If you're lifting the right, you're going to turn your body to the right. Good. And bringing your arms down, so feet a little bit more than hip width apart. We're going to reach your hands. Imagine you're holding a brick between your hands, so about that distance, hands together. You're going to reach them down to the side of your body, so bending at the knees and the hips, not bending forward with the upper back. So keep the spine straight, bend with the legs to the side, and then reach the arms up to the ceiling, and bend the knees, reach to the other side. So I'm wanting you to avoid bending, rounding the spine down. We're doing a gentle twist and a reach. Bending through the knees and the hips to get low. Bend and up. Bend and up. Good. Your eyes can follow your hands if that feels okay for your neck. Just inviting some neck movement here. Good. Nice. Then switching it, so your hands are going to come down towards the knees, keep the spine long, and then straighten up, reach to one side, come back down to the center, straighten up, reach to the other side. Keep your shoulders down and your neck long. Down and reach. Down and reach. Good. Bending from the knees, lengthening up through your spine. So whether you bend your knees or your knees are straight, your spine stays nice and long. Good. Good, and relax, bringing those arms down to your side. Then you can bring your chair closer, facing the back of your chair. We're going to step away with the legs away from the chair, coming into this nice long position. Start with your knees a little bit bent. Feel your body hinging at the hips, so send the hips back, keep the spine long. And then gently straighten one leg and bend it. Straighten the other leg and bend. So we're looking for a stretch through the back of the thighs without putting strain on the back. So the spine needs to be long, just looking for that stretch through the hamstrings. Hinging more from the hips if you need more of a stretch. And inviting your heart to sink down towards the ground. Creating space in the spine. Feel your tailbone reaching back away from the crown of your head. Now see if you can straighten both legs. Keep the spine long. Try thinking of tilting your tailbone up towards the sky, or your sitting bones like headlights opening up the back of your car up towards the ceiling. Feel how that deepens the feeling of stretch down the back of your leg. And then gently come all the way up into standing. Good. We're going to come back into that position one more time, but this time we're going to reach underneath the arms. So you're going to reach under, bending one leg, straightening the other. Trying to get a gentle rotation. So you're reaching underneath your arm. Deep breath in. As you exhale, try to reach a little further. And then gently coming all the way back. And change sides. So reaching underneath your arm, bending the leg. Trying to rotate through the spine. Deep breath in, lengthening through your spine. And gently unravel back to the center. Good. Okay, you can turn your chair around. We're going to put one foot on the chair. So the foot that is on the opposite side to the chair, the backrest, goes onto the chair here. And then you can place your hands on your pelvis and just see if you can imagine your pelvis as a ring. You're going to try and rotate it side to side. So trying to get that movement to come from the pelvis. Turning it, twisting it from side to side. Squeeze the thigh muscles to protect your knee joint on the standing leg here. Just getting some mobility through the pelvis. Good, then bringing it back to the center. You can place both hands on your knee or one hand on the knee and one hand on the armrest. And then bend forward into that front leg. So however far you can go to work into the mobility of your ankle and your knee joints. Just going to let Sue in here. Applying some pressure down through the leg. Maybe even feeling the back leg stretching through the front of the hip. Good. Keeping your shoulders nice and long, nice and open, and your spine nice and long. Good. And coming back up so that your weight is fully supported by the standing leg. And then we're going to go into a gentle twist here. So placing the opposite hand on top of the knee that is up and reaching back with the other hand. If that's too much for your balance, you can place that hand on the armrest and hold on to there. So looking behind you, look at your hand, inviting your neck to move as well. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, try go a little bit further. Pulling your belly button in towards the spine. And then exhaling, coming back to the center. Good. You can bring that leg down and change sides. Bringing the other leg up to the opposite side of where the backrest is. And we're going to gently shift forward into the ankle and knee joint. So however far feels right for you, just to get some gentle mobility into both ankles actually, because the back ankle is also getting a little stretch. Calf muscles are getting a stretch there. Going as deep as feels good for you. Feeling some opening through the front of the back leg. Good, then coming back to the center, we left out the pelvic twists. So placing your hand on your pelvis, we're going to twist that pelvis side to side. So almost like you're closing it in towards the top leg and then opening up the groin area as you move in the opposite direction. Feeling the movement coming from your pelvis. See if you can picture it. If you've seen the picture of a skeleton, picture that pelvis moving, rotating, open and close. Keeping the thigh muscle nice and strong to protect the knee here. Good, then coming back to the center, nice neutral pelvis, pull in the belly button, place the opposite hand on top of your knee or on the backrest of the chair, depending on your balance, and then reach back with the other arm. Following your hand with your eyes, keeping lots of length through your spine. Good. One more deep breath in to lengthen. Exhale to twist a little further. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, you can unravel back to the center. Good. Placing your feet back down on the ground. We're going to lift the arms up towards the ceiling, lengthening high. Place your palms together at the top. And then reach your hands behind your back. So folding the elbows, stretching through the front of the upper arm. And then inhale, reach the hands back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bending the knees softly and gently placing your hands on the chair in front of you. Now in this position, your knees are bent, so you're not getting too much of a stretch through the hamstrings yet. Try to lengthen your spine here. So we're looking for a nice, long, strong spine. Once you've got that length in the spine, pull the belly button in. You can gently, slowly start to straighten the legs and move them towards straight to feel the stretch down the back of the thighs. Keep your spine long. Don't round the back. Don't collapse down into the shoulders. Keep that spine long. Keeping your neck aligned with your spine. And try to tilt your tailbone or your sitting bones upwards towards the ceiling and see if you can feel, as you try to tilt them up, see if you can feel the pull that they create all the way down the back of your leg. If you pay attention, you can feel how they are connected through your hamstrings, the back of your knees, your calves, and even right into the ankle and the base of your foot. And then gently release that pelvic tilt, soften the knees, pull in the belly button, and come all the way up, reaching towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring the hands down. Good. Okay, you can grab your band for me, please. You can move your chair out the way. Okay, so in our warm-up, we did a side-to-side movement, opening the palms out to the side. So we're going to do the same thing now, but holding onto the band. So if you can turn your, hold onto your band from the top, but when you open your hands, you're going to be turning it outward in that direction. So find where you've got the right amount of resistance so that you can get an openness and that bit of rotation while you step out to the side. Open and in. Open and in. Palms turning towards the ceiling. Try and keep your wrists nice and stable here. So you're also strengthening the wrist muscles, strengthening the joints. Open and close. Open. Good. Keep the shoulders down. Try and keep your neck nice and soft. Don't want to generate any strain through the neck. Open and close. Open and close. Good. 20 more seconds here, going at your pace. Open. Looking for space. Openness through the chest. Always. Good. 5 more seconds. And relax. Well done. Dropping your hands to the side. Standing with your feet hip width apart. Let's take the head to one side. Inviting lots of breath into your lungs. And gently rotate your nose towards the armpit. And play with the position of your neck here. Where does it feel like you need to pause to find the stretch that feels good? Then you can gently roll your head over to the other side, carving a curve along your chest with your nose, landing with your nose in the direction of your armpit. And again, figuring out which direction or how much rotation gives you a nice stretch in the neck. And then gently taking your ear to your shoulder, facing knee. Feeling that stretch from behind the ear, down the side of the neck, into the top of the shoulder. And gently release, coming back to the center. Good. So now we're going to do a combination of the heel tap with the legs. When you're doing that, I want you to really squeeze down through the quads, really get those toes up as high as you can with each tap. And at the same time, we're going to start with the band above your head and pull down. And pull down in front of the head or behind the head, depending on what feels right for your shoulders. So we're going to pull and pull. Tummy tight, tap and tap. Tap. Figure out how much resistance you need. Mine feels a bit too easy, so I'm going to tighten it up. Squeeze the front of your thighs. Also, squeeze those elbows back. So try to think of squeezing the elbows towards the wall behind you, drawing your shoulder blades together at the back of your spine. Draw those toes up nice and high, activating the muscles at the front of the shin. Really important that those muscles stay strong, because when we trip on carpets, because we're not lifting our feet up high enough. That's super important. 20 more seconds. Good. Five more seconds. And relax, bringing your band down. Well done, everyone. You can grab your weights now. We're going to work with one weight, but if it feels too light, you can do it with two. So I'll demonstrate with one. If it feels too easy for you, then grab both of your weights. So we started with the warm-up exercises. So it's the same movement. Your feet are hip width apart. You're going to bend at the hips. Take the weight to one side. So don't round the spine here. Keep the spine long. Bend the hips, take the weight to one side, and then up to the ceiling. Bend, take it to the other side, and up to the ceiling. So the bending comes from the legs, not from the spine. We're going to go slow and controlled at your pace. The down is as controlled as the up. Allow your eyes to follow the movement so that your neck is also getting some mobility. But pay attention to your body. Not everyone's neck will be happy to do that amount of movement, so listen to what your body is saying. Tummy nice and tight. Good. Keep your spine long, paying lots of attention to not rounding and twisting at the same time. Nice long spine. Good. Last few reps for 10 more seconds. See if you can slow it right down into slow motion. Good. And the last one. And coming down. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. So feet again, hip width apart. You're going to reach down in front of your body. Again, keep your spine long. Don't round the spine here. Nice long spine. And then reach up to the side with your weight. Or without your weight if it's too much for your shoulders. Down and side. Down and side. Down and up. Down. Follow with your eyes. Tummy in. Long spine. Really important that you're constantly drawing that belly button in, thinking about your core muscle, tightening that corset around your lower back. Good. Now the last two on each side, we're going to slow right down. So lift up, down for 3, 2, 1. Lift up, down for 3, 2, 1. One more on each side. Lift up, down for 3, 2, 1. And lift. Last one on the other side. Down for 3, 2, 1. And relax. Very nice. You can place your weights down gently. And grab your band again one more time. Okay, so this time we're going to again do the spiraling outwards with the arms, but this time instead of stepping out onto the leg, we're going to lift your leg out to the side. So standing strong, find your balance, engage your core muscles, and we're going to open and close. We're going to do slow and controlled all together at the same pace for 8 repetitions. So if you need your band to be a bit tighter, you can double it up. 1, that's too tight for me. 2, 3, 4. When you come back, don't just let it pop back. Go slowly back. 5. Slowly back. 6. Slowly back. 7. Slowly back. 8. And the other side. Lift. 1. Slowly back. 2. Come back. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, slowly back. 8, and release. Well done. You can just put your band around your neck for now. Bring your hands behind your back. Clasp your fingers together. Reaching those knuckles to the ground. Draw the shoulder blades together. Open through the front of the chest. Bring your shoulders away from each other. Take a deep breath in here. Good, and release the arms. Give them a little shake. And now we're going to come into the heel taps, but this time we're going to cross over the body every time you tap the heel. So again, squeeze the thigh muscles, squeeze the shin muscles as you draw those toes up nice and strongly. And at the same time, arms above your head, we're going to pull down. So you can have your elbows a little straighter this time and straighten them out to the side. Again, nice and slow and controlled. So 1, 2, slowly back up. Don't let the band pop you up. 3, 4, tummy tight. 5, thinking of squeezing those quads, squeezing the toes up to the ceiling. 6, 7, 8. Now for the last 8, you have an option to not touch the heel on the ground, but just lift it up in front of you. 1, 2, 3. Keeping your chest nice and open. Reach those toes to the ceiling. 4, very nice, everyone. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well done. Bring your band down and clasp your fingers together in the front of your body. So making a fist, clasping them together, and just do some circles there for your wrists and your fingers. Good, and change direction. Oh, that's quite hard to coordinate. I don't know about you, but I could go the other way. Completely lost my rhythm now. Okay, good. Shaking your hands out, and you can grab your weights again one more time. So just that single weight by itself. You're going to do one arm by itself now this time. So we're going to reach now to the same side as your body. Squeeze the tummy, same side as the weight, squeeze the tummy in. And then reach up towards the ceiling, reaching over to the other side. So really important to keep your tummy muscles tight here. You can step your legs a little wider. Little bend in the knees. Reach down, keep the chest open, and reach up. 1, slowly down. 2, slowly down. 3, keep the spine long, don't round it forward. 4, 5, 6, slowly down. 7, and the last one, 8, and slowly down. Good, coming to the center, you can change sides. Same thing, so a little bend in the knee as you come down to the side, and lift, reach over slightly. 1. Control that downward movement, don't let gravity just drop the arm down. 2. 3. 4, 5, 6, tummy muscles nice and tight, always supporting your spine. 7, 8, and come down. Very nice, everybody. You can place your weights down. For the next one, you might need your chair for some balance. We're going to move into some balance exercises. I'm going to just go sort of diagonal so you can see me. So we're going to start with the feet right next to each other, feet together. We'll start with an easier one and then build it up to something a bit harder. So feet together, we're going to bend the knees as deep as you can, reaching towards the floor. Again, keep your spine nice and long. So you might touch the floor, you might not. And then stand up, reaching your arms to the ceiling. Exhale, reach one arm forward, one arm back, so feet are together. Inhale, reach arms to the ceiling. Exhale, reach one arm the other way. And then inhale, reaching to the ceiling. Exhale, bend back down. Good, then come back up into standing. Now we're going to repeat that, but with one foot in front of the other. So a tandem stance, as though you're standing on a tightrope. Same thing. Bending down as low as you can manage, so you'll already feel your base is narrower. Requires a bit more concentration. Down as low as you can. And then inhale, come all the way up. Keep those feet there. Reach the arms towards the ceiling. Maybe looking up to challenge the balance further. Exhale, take one arm forward, one arm back. Maybe looking behind you. Inhale back to the center, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhale, switch sides. Looking at the back hand if you can. Notice what a difference it makes to your base. How much more you're wobbling. Arms back up to the center, looking to the ceiling. And then bring the arms back down. Let's switch legs. So other one comes in front. And we'll do that again. So bending deeply through the knees, reaching towards the ground, low as you can manage. Down, 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 down. And then coming all the way up. Inhale, reaching the hands to the ceiling. Maybe looking up at those hands, feel how that challenges your balance, changing the position of your inner ear. Exhale, reaching one hand forward, one hand back. Looking towards the back hand. Engage your core muscles to help you with the balance. Inhale, bringing your hands back up to the center. Looking up to the ceiling. And exhale, going the other side, reaching one hand back and the other hand forward. Looking back towards the back hand. Inhale, coming back up to the center. And exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Very nice, everyone. Now, one more challenge beyond that. We're going to do one leg. So both feet together. You're going to bend down again, but this time before you stand up, bring one leg off the ground. You might want to have just a finger on a chair to start with for that. Lift one leg off the ground and then come up into standing. See if you can maintain that position, reaching the hands to the sky. Okay, so we'll all start it together now that you've seen what we need to do. So feet together, bend down, lift one leg off the ground. So feel how much more work that standing leg has to do. Keep working that standing leg as you stand all the way up. Lift the hands to the ceiling. Good. Reach one hand back. One hand forward. If you need your chair there, use your chair. Maybe looking back behind you. Coming back to the center, reach the hands towards the ceiling. If this is just way too much balance-wise, you can go back to the one we just did with the tandem stance, one foot in front of the other. So find the place where you can manage the movements. Now reaching other hand back behind you, looking back at the back hand, and coming all the way back to the center and all the way down. Good. So other side, bending the knees. Hands on your chair for some support. Lift the other leg. Feel that standing leg coming to work there. Push the leg into the ground. Lift yourself up. Lifting onto one leg. Or you're going to do this in the tandem stance again. So you decide. Arms up towards the ceiling. Looking up maybe. Then reaching one arm forward, one arm back. Looking towards the back arm. Both hands back up to the center. And then reaching the other way. One arm back, one arm forward. And inhale last time back to the center. And bring everything back down. Very nice, everyone. Come into sitting, please. Okay, so sitting comfortably towards the front of your chair, hips in line with your knees, feet directly underneath your knees, and then bringing your hands open to your side. Good. Push your chest forward, open up through the front of your chest. Taking your ear towards the opposite shoulder. And coming back to the center. Taking your ear the other way. And come back to the center. Bring your hands onto your lap. You're going to bring the nose towards your chest. Maybe using one hand behind your head to gently draw the head further down if it feels good for you. Take a deep breath and let it go. Gently release your arm and slowly bring the head back up to the center. And bringing the pads of your fingers down into the back of your neck, just under the skull, where that fleshy part meets the skull, where it can sometimes be quite tender. And just give a gentle rub wherever it feels tight or uncomfortable. You can move your fingers slightly up in circular motions along the base of the skull. And keep going higher up wherever it feels good to you, wherever you feel some tenderness. Maybe spread your fingers a bit more, bringing them up higher onto the head. Feel the skin of your scalp moving over the bone. Give it a bit of mobility. Coming all the way up to the top of your head. Massaging, applying as much pressure as feels good for you. Moving that scalp around, using your thumbs even. Just relieve some pressure through all the tissues that surround the head. Good. And then gently rest the hands down, bringing your hands into your lap. Holding them there like you're holding a big balloon in front of your belly. You can close your eyes for a moment. Trying to now move into some stillness in your body. Still finding length, but seeking a sensation of softness. Gradually allow your breath to deepen, allow the air to sink deep into your very bottom ribs. Allow your belly to expand, filling that balloon in front of you. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Taking one more deep breath, fill your lungs as much as you can. And then sigh it out. You can open your eyes and reach up with me one more time. Stretch those hands away from your body as far as you can. Lots of space. Reach up. Clasp your fingers together at the top. Turn the palms to the ceiling. And then gently release them down. Well done, everyone.